Hi everybody and welcome to this video. We're going to create our drumsticks. We've created our drums, our basement, and now we need some sticks so we can actually play. This will be a very short video, at least I'm hoping it will be. It shouldn't be too difficult to model some drumsticks. I opened some reference pictures before starting, so if I just move these across. There's a number of different shapes and a number of different woods all used for drumsticks. They seem to have different sound qualities and stuff, but we don't need to worry too much about that, so we'll just create something that looks like an actual drumstick. I also got a few size references open in this reference picture here, so we'll pick one of these, maybe the Steve Jordan, and we'll just use that as a quick size reference. So I've got a new Blender file, just saved it as drumstick, and that's it. So let's delete the default cube and let's press Shift and A to... my screencast keys don't seem to be working there. So I'm pressing Shift A there to bring up the mesh selector and selecting the cylinder, and we'll leave this at 32. It might be a bit high for the drumsticks, but as we're going to have them in our hands, there's potential we'll lift them close and have a closer look, so we probably want them to look as smooth as possible. And if I just look over here, the radius, so it's 1.13 centimeters. So if my maths is not correct, that's a radius of 5 millimeters, 6.15 millimeters. I don't need another point there. And the length is 41 centimeters, so 0.41. That's 40, so 0.41. And we should have, if I press full stop, I will zoom in on there, and that is the basis of our drumstick. Now there's a taper on drumstick, so if we look at this inside view, the taper starts roughly 2/3 down, so I'm just going to press Ctrl R to add in a loop cut, and we'll put that roughly into position there. And using edge select, I'll select this top edge. Holding Alt and left mouse, we'll select the loop, and I'll just scale this down a little bit. And if we look at that, we can see we've got a sort of just a taper on this top edge. Now we'll use this top edge to shape our stick, and we'll just go for a sort of round shape. So let's extrude, scale this out, and that should do. And then let's extrude on the Z and move this up a little bit. S to scale it in, extrude on the Z, and I'll just do this a few times just to give us this sort of round shape. One more time, I think. And we've got some sort of shape there. This is a bit sharp, so I'm just going to select this edge loop, double tap G to move it up the mesh, and that is pretty much our drumstick all ready to go. Let's create a base material for when we export this. So let's call this drumstick, and let's just give it a base colour inside here. We won't be using this colour, but we'll give it a slight brown colour. And that is it. That's our drumstick, sorry. So I'm just going to apply the rotation and scale, and then we can export this as an FBX into our drum kit models. We only need to do one of these. We can obviously duplicate it, and I'll jump into Unity, and we should have a drumstick now. So, and you can see I've accidentally exported everything. So inside this drum kit, it's included the camera and everything. So let me just re-export that again. File, export FBX, and tick selected objects, and apply the scale, and drumstick. And that should have just brought us one singular object in. So press F, and there you can see we've got a nice looking drumstick. And let's create a material for that. So new material, drumstick, and they're all different colours actually, but we'll use a sort of light browny colour, and they're actually quite smooth, so we'll increase the smoothness as well. Let's drop that onto there, and it looks a little bit if I zoom in close, you can see all the lines. So let's just add smooth shading into that. Export again as an FBX drumstick, and that's made this a lot more round, as you can see. And that's it for this drumstick. A nice short tutorial for people to follow along. Thank you very much for joining me. Like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you shortly.